Good day, merry meet. My name is Glennis and I am the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. I want to warmly welcome you to my channel. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. It's going to be a wee bit of a chatty video. I'm going to be making an herb blend and some sachets up and maybe talking about upcoming videos that I have planned. I have a couple planned in the next week. But I'm actually preparing for a trip to the Hollow, and the herb blend is for this trip. I'm not quite sure if you saw the video or if you remember, but I believe the last video I mentioned, and this was in regards to Pan, and the whistle that I heard inside the new house, and the female voice I heard inside the new house, and I asked the electrician, did you hear anything unusual or out of the ordinary? And of course they had a radio going, so I think if there was something there, they would have never heard it. But he said, but I did see a mouse. And I'm not, like crazy afraid of mice, but I also don't want them nesting in there because I still don't have wall coverings up yet, and I've got a long way to go. And given the fact that the house is not what I considered buttoned up, I'm going to have to deal with mice. I don't like the idea of putting poison out because from my understanding, this is just from my understanding, the mice have to eat the poison, go, and then they're poisoned. And I know that there's a lot of hawks in the area. I know that there's owls, and I'm sure other creatures that consider mice the meal of the day. So I don't want to get into, a cycle of just poison and, bad things like that. I don't want to trap them either because I'm not there to deal with them if they get trapped. Now, I do have a couple of humane traps, but again, those can only be used when I'm there. They go in through a little door. It's like a little rectangle, not square, rectangle tube, and it's not clear, but it's like smoky glass, smoky quartz. And you put, a couple of raisins or something, you drop it in there, and they go in the door, and the door shuts behind them. I guess like a live trap for, a cat or, or a skunk or whatever it is that you're trying to trap. But anyway, it's a live trap. But if I'm not there to let them out, then it's not gonna go well for them. So I've kind of decided I'm going to use a live trap for when I'm there. That way I can take him or her to wherever and let them go. But in the interim, I'm going to be making up an herb blend and an essential oil blend to kind of repel them away. I've got my little sachet bags here, and this is really a super flexible recipe for them. If you don't have everything that you need, wing it. This is, not cement. There's no hard and fast rules here. Now, I do know probably, and I don't have it here. See, I don't have it here. I don't keep cedar shavings here. And I know mice do not like cedar. Although, you would think, well, hamsters and, whatever dig around in cedar shavings, but mice do not like cedar. But I don't have that here. I'm not about to go running down the road to buy a bag of cedar. It's just not going to happen. But I do have, not fresh, now these are all dried components. I do have some peppermint, and I'm going to be using this as the bulk because I have a lot of dried peppermint because I do make my own teas. And what you want to do is you want to do a combination of dried herbs and or cedar shavings that will equal 4 cups. So again, peppermint, they really dislike peppermint. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. And the other thing I have here, and I'll try to measure as best that I can anyway, is my own dried lemon balm. They don't like citrus, you know, things like that. So I've got a lot of this. One. Oh my gosh. We'll just be very, very generous with this. How about there? That looks good to me. That looks good to me. And I'm going to just kind of break the lemon balm a little bit up with my hands because it's definitely a dried. And the other component that I'm going to add as far as dried herbs are concerned is rosemary. I have fresh rosemary. Oh my goodness. That smells wonderful. Lemon, lemon, lemon. It just smells glorious. And the mint. And I'm going to add all of this rosemary. They don't like rosemary. Now, I do have fresh rosemary out there, but I don't want to use my fresh rosemary on something like this. So my dried rosemary will have to do. But, you know, as you break this up, especially the lemon balm, oh my goodness, it's just glorious. And I'm going to just mix it up a bit. And I have a combination essential oil of lemon and rosemary. Oh, the other thing I want to add too, they don't like cloves. I'm going to add a handful of cloves. There we go. Yeah, it's just that easy. I mean, the only time I do actually any kind of measuring it as far as kitchen witchery is when I'm baking. Everything else I'm kind of a little bit more, a little less, and some dried lavender. I do have fresh lavender, and I do have a bouquet here, but I'm going to be using lavender. And I think it's going to make everything smell really good too, but there we go. But anyway, I think that's all for my herbs. So that's peppermint, and I added lemon balm, lavender, and cloves. And if you have cedar shavings, or if you want to go out and get some cedar shavings, you just go for it. But the essential oils I have are peppermint, of course, to correspond with that. Lemon, and I've got a combination lemon rosemary essential oil here. Cedarwood, again, the cedar theme, and I don't think that they would like that. If you have peppermint, if you have any basil, any kind of citrus, lemon, orange, maybe grapefruit if you have that, but 20 drops of each. That kind of was like 20. Kind of like 20. And kind of like 20, excuse me. And I'm also, later today, since I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be doing just a very short, simple ritual to Hecate and for safe travels. And I'll video that for you. And if you want to follow along, if you've got something going on in your life where you need maybe a little extra protection against negativity, aggression, or what have you, then please watch the video. It may be 5 minutes, and follow along, and put some energy into the video, take some energy out of the video, and make it your own. Light a candle and know that she will be looking out for me and you too. Excuse me. It is still very early. It's very early in the morning. It is a gloriously beautiful day. It's going to be storming all day. It's going to be storming all day, and I just Love it. I'm going to just add these. And what I'll do is I'll bag this up and take it to the hollow with me. And where I think they might be coming in at, then I'll just put a little sachet bag there. And hopefully they'll get the hint that, you know, maybe this is not the place for me, because I know I've had a few mice in the outhouse, and I can tell you it's just not going to do. It's just not going to do for me to go to the outhouse and come face to face with a mouse. Oh no, 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 no. That's just not going to work. I mean, I know that they're not out there to hurt me. I mean, I know that it's not like a conspiracy. Next time she's here, we're going to get her. I know that, but I don't know. It's just something creepy about the thought that they're going to come scurrying across my feet, or, you know, something is just not for me. And I also have, if I can actually get this over here, I'm going to video. I don't know that I'm going to have time today, but I've got a whole tray of gathered leaves here that have fallen for my leaf magic. And I will, like I said, I really want to get it done before I leave. Chances are probably not, which kind of makes me sad. I'm trying to get as much done as I can in a really, really short period of time. But, and I hope you join me for that. A little bit of leaf magic, a little bit of Hecate protection. And I have a couple of other things that I've been thinking about doing as well. So if there's something specific that you want me to address here, or how I do something, or how I don't do something, drop me a line below and let me know. And so there you go. And I'm going to just bag it up. And of course it smells glorious. And, you know, put one in this corner and that corner, and a couple in the outhouse. And we'll go from there. But there you go. You know, it's just, I'm hoping it will help. It's just that easy. It's just that simple. And yeah, I'm going to be going to the hollow very, very soon. And from my understanding, this week, the power company is supposed to be there turning on the power. I'll have basically one plug that they will allow me to use and that's considered a temporary power source, but that's enough for me. That is absolutely enough for me. So I'm thinking, if the power is on and I'm there, what I'm going to do is the window that I keep saying, we're going to put a door right there. I have not found a carpenter that will actually come out and work, if you can imagine that. So, oh my goodness, y'all, I'm going to have to try and do it myself. So taking out the window for me is pretty easy. Demo is always really easy, usually. But, you know, the measurements and, you know, getting a frame and a header and, you know, all of that, I'm like, I think I can do this. I think I can. But you know what? I have to get this done. That's just all there is to it. So this next trip up to the hollow is going to be very interesting. I'm going to try to start the process of videoing for the new channel that I've got planned. That's not going to be anytime soon. I'm going to get as much reno done as I can, and I'm going to video along the way. And when I feel like I'm close to being, ready to put that channel out and put it out there, because there's a couple of people who have done renos and things. They're probably still in the process of doing it, but I find their channel to gain inspiration from, and I'm looking at their last video, and their last video is like 6 to 8 months ago. And it's not that, oh, I'm going to lose interest, but I don't, I can't expect a new channel to do well when you're putting a video out once a year. That's just, that's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the process of videotaping, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be probably me looking my absolute worst, but you guys are just going to have to forgive me for that. But the other things that I have planned to do at the Hollow, magically speaking, and I'm going to make every effort to do it this trip, because I feel like I owe it to the deities that are there to do this. I am going to be giving offerings and my thanks to Pan. And I'm also going to be giving an offering to the Fae. And I found a cute little spot where I thought, yeah, if I was the Fae, if I was a fair folk, wee folk, that's where I'd want to be. And so I'm going to be giving them an offering. But now the offering that I'm going to give them is a wild flower that I'm going to plant there. I dug it up here. I'm going to plant it there, so in the spring it will come back up, and they will have a very beautiful purple spring flower there for their enjoyment, and to let them know they are welcome. They can do just exactly what it is they want to do. But now if it was something like, if I was bringing up, I probably could leave jewelry there, some shiny jewelry or candy or something like that. But I know that this particular plant, it's a wildflower, and it's going to stay there. It's going to reflower year after year after year. And so that way, just say next summer and I'm not there, if I get so busy that I can't go, then they will have that as an offering, because you don't want to start making that connection with the Fae, and then you're not there, or you're not giving offerings. Once you start that kind of relationship, then you need to kind of foster it along, kind of massage it and zhuzh it, because they, the Fae, they can be good or not. So I'm always very, very careful working with the Fae. And if you are considering it, I urge you to do the same. So, because I don't want, any repercussions. But I know Pan has been there for probably a good couple of years now, and I am absolutely due to thank him and to connect with him and to let him know that everything he has done to keep me and the property safe is appreciated, and I thank him for it. But there you go. You know what? It's just that simple. I have a few bags that I can toss a couple in the outhouse, put one in this corner and one in that corner, until I can get proper floors down, proper walls in, and things like that. Otherwise, that's just going to be the reality of the situation. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful, glorious, awesome day. It is storming here. It's raining. It's loud. It's thundering. And there's a lot of energy happening. And so for me, I love it. I love it. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. merry part, and I hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, guys.